Join us as we unveil the celestial melodies that uplift the soul and honor the sacred. Heed this warning and decide your path. Unseen by most, unseasoned schemers have conspired to divert your fate by tampering with powers they barely comprehend, even as you advance steadily along your sacred journey. Yet they couldn't foresee one vital truth: your spirit defies all ordinary bounds. A few chosen souls stand between shadowy schemes and their unfolding, acting as living bulwarks against malevolent designs. Your unique vibration slices through lies as though forged from pure light, revealing falsehoods in its wake. The instant you embraced your own strength, hidden spiritual sensors snapped awake, far beyond the awareness of most. Whether you realized it or not, you've been serving as an ethereal instrument, quietly dismantling dark agendas. Few possess the gift to intercept the forces of darkness, and you are undeniably one of them. Your very presence undermines age-old systems of control, which is why the assaults you face aren't random. They're calculated strikes aimed at silencing a power that only intensifies with time. Cosmic justice wields its precision like the finest craftsman's chisel, and the universal balance shows no mercy. The two people who believed they could use their pitiful attempts at spiritual manipulation to bring you down have already met their demise. They thought they had the ability to lessen your light, so they came together, lighting their small candles and whispering their amateur incantations. What idiots! What complete novices are tinkering with things that could eat them alive? This, however, will rock you to your very core. They had previously tried this. For months, these spiritual parasites have been circling your energy field, observing your habits and patterns, and waiting for what they believe to be the ideal opportunity to attack. They have been profiting from your success from a distance, claiming blame for breakthroughs that occurred as a result of your presence in their area, and taking credit for opportunities that came through your magnetic field. They believed they were cunning, acting as spiritual leeches, and you were totally ignorant of their parasitic ways. The entire predatory cycle has been being seen by the universe, which has recorded every incidence of energy theft and every instance in which they profited off your light while attempting to put it out, in order for them to claim your success as their own accomplishment. This attack aimed to permanently cut off their reliance on your energy, not only to bring you down. They want to steal not just your present blessings, but also your entire cosmic mission, divine assignment, and spiritual birthright. Watch this cosmic drama play out with terrible clarity. Two spiritual beginners who believe they are channeling some ancient force are about to discover why the universe fiercely guards its chosen ones. They waited for their labor to materialize in your life, made their small vows, and carried out their trivial rites. Rather, following their unsuccessful attempt, they received a cosmic education in spiritual hierarchy that left them rushing to churches and pleading with pastors to drive out whatever darkness had clung to their lives. The irony is lovely. Beloved friends, I want to invite you today to seize the opportunity of faith by clicking that Super Thanks button and sowing a gift of $20, $50, or whatever the Lord impresses upon your heart. Because when you give, you activate heaven's blessing over your life. As you cheerfully offer your seed, you position yourself to reap an abundant harvest, unlocking doors of favor, provision, and overflow in every area you touch. Remember the word: give, and it will be given to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over will be put into your lap. Luke 6 verse 38. And trust that your generosity will circle back to you multiplied in grace and prosperity. You had no idea what was going on. You were just going in your real power and living your truth while they were scheming and conspiring, trying to pierce your spiritual armor with their flaming energy. Everything was observed by your spirit squad, those heavenly protectors assigned especially to your journey. All of your uttered curses, devious rituals, and frantic attempts to drain your energy were recorded and ready for cosmic punishment. But since knowing your true nature transforms everything, allow me to show you how this spiritual struggle really works. It's like seeing kids try to use water balloons to put out a nuclear reactor when amateurs try to operate against a selected one. Your holy signature is recognized by the very energy they're trying to control, and it turns against them with a vengeance that is beyond their comprehension. You are spiritual authority walking in human form, which is something that most people never understand about chosen ones. Every action you perform changes the spiritual environment around you, and each breath you take changes decades-old energy patterns. This explains why manipulative people feel uneasy around your energy, why sensitive people react differently when they are around you, and why sincere souls are pulled to you like magnets, while dishonest people flee like roaches when the lights go on. Assuming that you were subject to the same spiritual principles that control ordinary consciousness was the first crucial mistake made by the amateurs who targeted you. They convinced themselves they understood your source code by observing your outward behaviors and analyzing surface patterns. The fact that selected ones function according to quantum spiritual principles that transcend conventional religious frameworks and amateur spiritual practices is something they totally overlooked. You are not merely fortunate. You are a blessing generator, continuously bringing about great changes that reverberate into realms they are unable to reach. These spiritual imitators believed they were smart. From a distance, they observed your actions, evaluating your accomplishments, tranquility, and unwavering self-assurance. They persuaded themselves that they could improve their own ordinary lives if they could simply access your frequency and take a little of your spiritual property. They didn't realize that those who are selected are power, not simply a symbol of it. Spiritual armor is something you are, not something you wear. The timing of their attack is what makes the situation even more delicious. They thought they could catch you spiritually off guard during a time of change and growth, so they waited until you were in a season of transition. Since these vultures believe that change equates to vulnerability, they always circle when they detect movement. However, they erred gravely in assuming that chosen ones are never more hazardous than during their evolutionary stage. Your transitional phases are not times of weakness. Rather, they are transformational spaces where your power levels skyrocket. You were actually downloading new spiritual software at the exact season they choose to attack, improving your intuitive skills and increasing your energetic capacity to manage the next phase of your divine assignment. You were getting ready for never-before-seen elevation while they were planning your demise. The cosmos let them to attack at the exact moment when your spiritual barriers were evolving into something far more potent. Their timing wasn't random. Yellow heart if you're moved by divine love. Now is the moment to share it. Click the Super Thanks button on YouTube and contribute $50 or more to help us broadcast God's blessings far and wide. Every act of generosity you make is being watched in heaven and will return to you 100-fold. They began a cosmic audit of their own souls the instant they made the decision to target you. All of their deceptions, manipulations of others, and shortcuts in their spiritual development were immediately scrutinized by God. The cosmos answers to dangers with active, aggressive justice that develops with mathematical accuracy. It does not merely passively defend its chosen ones. The story gets really wonderful at this point. The cosmos was getting ready to raise you over their wildest expectations, while they were intent on bringing you down. When your intuition kept telling you to take a break and remain still, it wasn't weakness. Rather, it was divine positioning. As the cosmic machinery adjusted for your next level of blessing, your spirit team began putting a protective buffer around your life. But there's more to this divine plan that will astound you. The cosmos employs spiritual attacks as fuel for exponential growth, rather than only shielding its chosen ones from them. Every curse turns into a multiplier of blessings. Every effort to limit your achievement serves as a boost to your career advancement. Every ritual that is carried out against you turns into a prayer that is said on your favor. Only souls with a genuine chosen one frequency can benefit from this cosmic alchemy, which turns the deeds of the enemy into heavenly favor. A cosmic audit was taking place in your favor during this whole process, while you were preoccupied with your everyday obligations and personal development. Every individual who had ever harmed you, Every chance that had been unjustly passed up, and every blessing that had been postponed or obstructed by human intervention, were all being reviewed by the cosmos. This attack on you set off a universal evaluation process that will soon lead to compound blessings, which will make up for all the injustices you have ever encountered. Consider this. You were preparing for heavenly favor that would render their endeavors appear not only silly, but cosmically inconsequential, while they were squandering their energy on spiritual sabotage. Some blessings were being withheld by the cosmos as protection rather than punishment. Imagine the mayhem they may have caused due to their ignorance if their pitiful attempts had occurred at the same time as significant developments in your life. This could have confounded your divine timing, but their amateur hour theatrics pale in comparison to cosmic wisdom. They turned every prayer they said against you into a plea for their own destruction. They tied their own spiritual development with every ceremony they carried out to bind your achievement. Each candle they lighted in your honor turned into a lighthouse that called for justice to be meted out to their own heads. Their investment has yielded a rapid and brutal karmic payback. It's not a coincidence that someone was hurt, either physically or spiritually. You get severely burned when you experiment with spiritual fire with unskilled tools. Instead of casting themselves into a pit they had created for themselves, they believed they were casting magic. They're still removing glass from their spiritual flesh because the mirror magic flopped so badly. Their karmic education is at a deeper level than physical harm. The methodical destruction of each phony accomplishment they have created with stolen energy is something you cannot see. During a casual encounter months ago, they tapped into your energy field, which turned out to be the business opportunity they believed they had created using their own power. The person was first drawn to you because they had traces of your genuine attraction from a brief encounter, which is the relationship they have been boasting about. Even their financial success can be linked to a time when they enjoyed your company and took in enough of your abundant frequency to draw in short-term wealth. See what occurs when the cosmos recovers all of the blessings that were acquired through spiritual identity theft. Contracts will inexplicably fail. For unknown reasons, relationships will abruptly lose their spark and end. Uncontrollable events will cause money that appeared secure to vanish. This is cosmic repossession, not punishment, where the cosmos reclaims all the advantages they obtained by illegally accessing your spiritual heritage. The distinction between cosplay spirituality and genuine spiritual power is what you're seeing happen in real time. Since they are directly connected to the source, true chosen ones don't need to steal energy from others. However, these amateurs have spent so much time working on spiritual wellness that they have forgotten how to create their own strength. They therefore believed they could just accept it when they seen your wealth, tranquility, and unwavering confidence. The spiritual economy that governs chosen ones is profoundly shown by this. You live in a place where there is an endless supply. Thus scarcity thinking is impossible. You are functioning from a cosmic abundance that generates more wealth, more possibilities, and more benefits just by your participation in life, while others are vying for few resources, fighting over scraps, and plotting to steal from one another. Because you can't steal from an endless source, their attempts at robbery were doomed from the start. The aspect that makes this story so amazing is that these amateurs unintentionally became distributors of your blessing frequency in addition to failing to steal your energy. Your spiritual signature is now visible to everyone they notified about their plan, everyone they enlisted to assist with their strategy, and everyone they manipulated. They were disseminating antidote, not poison, as they had believed. Despite the bad intentions of your adversaries, your energy not only protects you, but also heals everyone who comes into contact with it. They learned the hard way that chosen one energy cannot be transferred. It is impossible to duplicate, steal, or bottle. It is integrated into the very fabric of your purpose and etched into your spiritual DNA. They set up spiritual sirens that reverberated through dimensions they are unaware of as they try to obtain what is rightfully yours. The universe's use of their attack as the impetus for your breakthrough is the most exquisite aspect of this whole cosmic drama. They used every ounce of energy they had to destroy you, to fuel your ascent. Each curse they muttered turned into an amplifier of blessings. Each ceremony they carried out in the dark turned into a spotlight that illuminated your way to a higher purpose. Dove brothers and sisters, everything done in faith multiplies in God's abundance. Use the Super Thanks feature to donate $100 today and join this sacred mission. When your roots are grounded in Him, your fruit will flourish, and your offering becomes a seed that bears blessed harvests. They are now feeling the full force of international law as justice is carried out with such accuracy that a Swiss timepiece would be envious. They are being controlled by the same energy that they attempted to control. Their fate is now in the hands of the powers they believed they could control. Now, with exponentially compounding interest rates, the power they tried to steal is taking money out of their own spiritual accounts. The guiding principles of the cosmic justice system make earthly courts seem like kids' games. Technicalities, loopholes, and dishonest judges who are susceptible to persuasion or purchase are absent. You are effectively suing the universe itself when you assault a chosen one, and the cosmos has never lost a case. The sentencing is not merely punishment, rather, it is teaching imparted through a profound experience that is ingrained in their spiritual DNA for all time. The fact that our justice system overcompensates the innocent in addition to punishing the bad is what makes it so exquisite. You're going to get 10 times as much for every attempt to prevent your accomplishment. You are going to receive an unheard-of blessing for every curse that has been uttered toward you. You're about to overcome barriers you were unaware existed for each ritual used to restrict your potential. This is how the cosmos shows all spiritual realms that those who are chosen are protected by God and cannot be attacked by amateurs. The world isn't done with this cosmic justice tale, so let's discuss what this implies for your immediate future, chosen one. As they are frantically trying to repair the spiritual harm they have caused themselves, you are about to enter a period of unparalleled good fortune. The vision that has been conveyed to you in private moments, the dream that has been growing inside of you, is about to come to life with such clarity and intensity that everyone will realize you are under divine protection. The majority of people are unaware that chosen one manifestations don't adhere to logical progressions or typical timelines. Reality literally changes to make room for your success when the cosmos chooses to elevate one of its selected vessels. Unexpectedly, doors that have been locked for decades unlock. Inexplicably, people who have been roadblocks in your way disappear. Unthinkable opportunities become inevitable ones. Scarce resources turn into plentiful ones. This is a cosmic realignment taking place on your behalf. It has nothing to do with manifestation techniques or optimistic thinking. Even doubters will have to admit that you're working with supernatural favor because the synchronicities that are about to flood your life will be so clear, so well-timed, and so completely unmistakable. All changing phone calls will arrive at precisely the appropriate times. Unexpected meetings will result in breakthroughs. Suddenly, concepts that appeared to be far-flung fantasies will have obvious paths to reality. The universe uses this method to inform the world that some souls are under divine control. The indisputable proof of supernatural favor that follows attempts at spiritual sabotage, not social media declarations or self-appointed titles. The world knows they're dealing with someone who lives by a different set of spiritual principles when amateurs attempt to dull your light in favor of illuminating their own darkness, when their rituals become your revival, and when their curses become your blessings. The noble leader who was meant to gain from their plan is soon to discover that spiritual theft-based affluence is really poverty masquerading as prosperity. A season of spiritual education has been substituted for the celebration they had planned after effectively draining your energies, and it will cost them what they believed they had gotten via deceit. In the meantime, the abundance they believed they could take from you is growing rapidly in your life. Not because you required their involvement or approval, but rather because the universe is showing that those who are chosen function in a world that is impervious to scarcity thinking. You're stepping into possibilities they can't even imagine, while they're returning to their old choices, their narrow options, and their narrow-minded schemes. The thing that will blow your mind the most is that they are losing their own blessings, not just the things they attempted to take from you. By seizing both their lawful and stolen belongings, the universe has a method of making spiritual criminals pay for their misdeeds. They tried to hide themselves in your energy, thinking they were clever, but now they are unable to use their own true power. The universe not only punishes spiritual theft, but it also generates object lessons that teach entire generations about the consequences of targeting chosen ones. This is where the cosmic education system's brilliant design is revealed. These amateurs will soon become cautionary stories, living examples of what happens when you try to control forces that are outside your spiritual clearance level and mistake divine favor for human luck. In this cosmic drama, however, something much more fundamental is taking place. You are going to see indisputable evidence of your chosen position for everyone who has ever questioned your achievement, denied your calling, or thought that your blessings were the result of chance rather than divine choosing. Through supernatural, well-planned, and completely miraculous manifestations, the universe is getting ready to validate your divine assignment. Everyone in your sphere of influence will realize they are seeing God's hand at work on behalf of someone who has official authorization from heaven. Their genuine spiritual signature was the incisive, vivacious method they first employed. However, they lost the right to both when they gave up their own path to follow yours. They are now spiritually homeless, vacillating between the power they lost in their quest for something that was never theirs and the power they were unable to steal. But throughout it all, you, chosen one, have been watched over by God, your designated guardian, your cosmic bodyguard, your heavenly advocate, that protective presence that has been continuously manifesting in your spiritual experiences, sees everything and documents every attempt to compromise your spiritual integrity. This angel provides more than passive protection. Threats against you are viewed by this active, combative guardian as personal insults to divine order. The report has been sent already. Every spell, curse, and effort at manipulation has been recorded and handled by celestial justice systems, which run so smoothly that they make earthly courts seem like kindergarten playgrounds. With such accuracy that there is no space for chance, the sentence has been delivered, the verdict has been carried out, and the results are already showing up in their life. You will be utterly amazed to learn that this cosmic justice system functions with flawless mathematical accuracy. They will lose precisely $10 for every dollar they make through spiritual theft. They will see 10 opportunities pass them by for each one they took from your energy field. 10 significant relationships will mysteriously end for each relationship they influenced with traces of your attraction. The cosmos overbalances the odds in favor of the innocent party, not just balances them. What they are learning about their own true power is more terrible than what they are losing as a result of their karmic education. They've been spiritual parasites for so long that they've forgotten how to create their own prosperity. When cosmic repossession starts, they are left spiritually naked and unable to draw even the most basic blessings through their own lawful spiritual power because they have become so reliant on stolen energy. Glowing star yearning to witness God's miracles firsthand, plant your spiritual seed now by contributing $100 or more through the YouTube Super Thanks button. Your offering lights the path for others and echoes through His divine plan, bringing His light into every step you take. They're going to learn that spiritual welfare undermines those who get it, making them more dependent than they were before they began stealing. You're currently dealing with the fallout from divine intervention, the spiritual audit and cleanup report that shows how safe you've been while living your life oblivious to the battle being fought in invisible realms. Amateurs have targeted you before, and this is most definitely not the first time. However, every unsuccessful attempt merely increases your heavenly favor and fortifies your spiritual immunity. Consider the ramifications of this heavenly defense system. While you have been concentrating on your objectives, personal development, and everyday obligations, there have been unseen conflicts waged on your behalf in realms that are beyond the comprehension of most people. Your guardian forces have been neutralizing threats you were unaware of, diverting arrows you never saw coming, and transforming every weapon created against you into one created for you. Only souls with missions that go beyond individual achievement and have an impact on the greater good are granted this degree of supernatural security. It doesn't happen by mistake. That's precisely what their attack was, which is why it seemed so amateurish, ineffectual, and spiritually weak. Lower vibrational attacks bounce off your spiritual surroundings like rubber balls hitting titanium while you're operating at chosen one frequency. From a divine standpoint, their efforts truly appeared absurd because their energy was so much lower than your spiritual altitude. The fact that this protection is offensive as well as defensive only serves to highlight how exceptional it is. In addition to thwarting attacks, your spiritual protection system multiplies the intensity of the energy and returns it to its source. Every misfortune turns into a boomerang of blessings. Every attempt at manipulation turns into a catalyst for manifestation. Every ritual that is carried out to hinder your achievement turns into one that is carried out to elevate you. Because they are using weapons that their adversaries cannot even perceive, the chosen ones always prevail in this kind of quantum spiritual warfare. To the cosmic forces tasked with protecting you, their spiritual assault resembled a toddler attempting to topple a tower with pebbles. The angels presumably found it amusing that such spiritual illiteracy would try to subvert divine order, so they weren't even worried. This is when the story takes yet another amazing turn. Their failure teaches the entire spiritual realm about the repercussions of attacking chosen ones, in addition to protecting you. Every amateur practitioner who may have been contemplating similar attacks, every demon, and every lower vibrational entity just seen a masterclass in why divine purpose should never be tampered with. Your defense serves as a warning to all other possible spiritual predators. The attack has really enhanced your spiritual reputation in areas they are unaware of, which is a beautiful irony. In spiritual realms, word spreads quickly, and when amateurs are destroyed for attacking a chosen one, it creates a ripple effect in the cosmic network that establishes your spiritual credibility. All you need to do is keep being who you truly are. You are going to see the complete realization of both divine justice and personal elevation occurring at the same time as this cosmic play comes to a close. You're walking into the very blessings they believed they could steal or stop, while they're coping with the fallout from their spiritual folly. The dream that was shielded from their onslaught is about to come to life, with such elegance and accuracy that you will finally comprehend why the universe took such care to safeguard it. You were always meant for this elevation, and this is your season, chosen one, not because you escaped their attack. The cosmic alarm clock signaling that your time has come was all that their unsuccessful attempt was. No amount of amateur-hour mysticism could undo the divine purpose that has been set in action. The cosmos has been preparing you for this time. So keep this narrative in mind as you embark on this new chapter of unheard-of favor and supernatural breakthrough. Keep in mind how the cosmos handled challenges to your fate. Recall how swiftly cosmic justice intervened to safeguard your course. And keep in mind those chosen ones who have tasks that go beyond individual achievement and touch the fundamental fabric of cosmic purpose are the ones who receive this degree of heavenly protection. It took the amateurs a while to learn their lesson. Through your protection, the universe showed off its might. And when heavenly favor works without the meddling of spiritual imitators who believed they could darken your light, you, chosen one, are going to see exactly how glorious your life may be. All along, the joke was on them.